This AI update just changed YouTube automation as a whole and nobody has realized yet. Now guys, this is going to be a complete walkthrough and one-on-one guide of what's changed, and I think I am the first person to kind of talk about this in a video. Now, this brand new ChatGPT update has just broken YouTube automation, and what it's essentially done is made script writing insanely easy. Now, without further ado, I'm going to walk you through exactly what's changed and how you can utilize this to your advantage to hopefully automate multiple channels. And guys, really quickly, if you want to go ahead and join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/1%. It's a super cool networking environment. I do daily calls where I kind of talk with you guys, and it's honestly just a super cool area to kind of connect with other people. And before we get into it, this is not financial advice. It's merely me giving my opinion on this brand new change. Now, ChatGPT has just completely revolutionized the AI script writing game. So what it can essentially do now is replicate any YouTube niche in literal seconds, and I'm going to show you the exact prompts to do this in real time. First things first, we obviously need to find the channel that we kind of want to replicate and kind of mimic. So let me go ahead and find a brand new channel right now. So for example, let's say we wanted to replicate this channel here, Three Eyed Theorist. You guys have probably seen them. They are making like 20 grand a month. They're essentially posting like Game of Thrones what if videos. Now, if we want to replicate this channel and with this new update, what we have to do is simply take a screenshot of their initial channel. So obviously their most recent 4 videos, as well as their name and banner. So guys, this is exactly what I did. I simply sent the screenshot of the channel we just took to ChatGPT, and all I said was, I'm replicating this YouTube long form niche. I've attached an image of their channel. Here's their recent video script so you can understand the style I'm going for. I want you to memorize this style and become an expert in it so you can replicate a channel in this same niche for me going forward. And then of course, I just grabbed their recent video and I of course put it in a YouTube transcript downloader, essentially took all of their subtitles so it kind of mimics the script. And then I of course gave that exact same script that I just took to ChatGPT. Now we're going to go ahead and press enter and watch how insane this is. So if you guys aren't kind of aware what we're doing here is previously people would get the scripts to be made immediately. Whereas what we're kind of doing is training a specific model on ChatGPT that we can continue to reuse for every single future video and essentially turn it into an expert in this specific niche. Once again, this has never been possible before. You could never train a model based on previous prompts that it then goes ahead and remembers going forward, especially not to this extent and with YouTube script writing. And here we go. Got it. Style locked in. I've studied the script plus channel vibe and saved a concise Three-Eyed Theorist DNA so I can replicate this niche on command going forward. So it literally explained to me the exact way these videos are structured to a T, right? Serious, omniscient narrator with occasional diegetic dialogue. Obviously, it tells us kind of the structure of how these videos are made. So obviously cold open, inciting shift, essentially every single thing. And it essentially understands the blueprint. So now we could use this to replicate anything in this niche. So of course, we've gone ahead and taught it to replicate a niche and kind of understand the style, but we still need to do a few other things, right? It doesn't know how to script write yet, and it obviously doesn't know how to do video ideation. Let me show you exactly how to do that. And guys, really quickly, if you do want to work directly with myself and my team one-on-one in scaling your own Faceless YouTube channel, go ahead and check out start.innervault.co. It'll be linked down below. Feel free to watch this completely free training guide. And if you like what you see and you decide you want to work with me, go ahead and choose a time that works for you, book a call, put your details in, and I will be happy to meet you guys and see if we can work together. But let's get back into the video. So video ideation. Now guys, this is something I need to add. Make sure you are consistently using the exact same chat model that we've taught this thing on. If you make a new chat, it's not going to remember what we've kind of spoke about, but what I'll show you at the end is how you can actually save this specific chat to your account and reuse it every single video going forward. So next thing is next, obviously coming up with video ideas. We're going to go ahead and copy or take a screenshot of their channel once again and come back to ChatGPT and write up a simple prompt. And I've gone ahead and uploaded that screenshot once again, and I've said, now that you're an expert on this niche, ideate me 20 Game of Thrones what ifs that have virality in this style, and this is very, very important, optimized for the fandom and CTR. Fandom obviously meaning Game of Thrones fans, so they're actually going to like the idea. Once again, I don't know much about Game of Thrones, so I wouldn't know if these ideas are good. So by kind of training the model and kind of giving it that idea, it's going to use that going forward and put themselves in the shoes of a Game of Thrones viewer. And here we go. What if Tywin Lannister died at the Trident? What if Ned Stark took the Iron Throne? Now, I've seen a few seasons of Game of Thrones, so I know that some of these videos are obviously super good ideas. And of course, you could optimize this. You can say, look, I like this one. I like this one. Even give it more sample size. Give it a bunch of their outliers. So potentially take a screenshot of their most popular videos and then go ahead, come back to it and say, here are their outliers. And there we go. I sent it a screenshot of their outlier videos and I said, here are their outliers. Using that, make me better viral ideas. Now, guys, this is insane. You can essentially replicate any niche and train a model to make it an expert in that specific niche. niche. And there we go. Now that I've given it some outliers, it has become a god of writing up kind of high CTR converting what if ideas. So we've essentially handled our video ideation just like that. It tells us, first of all, the title, the one-line hook, and the thumbnail text. As you guys know, all of their thumbnails have a certain text on it, and it's also gone ahead and made us text that's optimized for CTR. Now, next thing is obviously deep research and script writing. So guys, this is where it gets absolutely insane. Usually to write up the script, you'd want to go ahead and grab their transcript and put it in the prompt that you're using to kind of write the script. But here is the beauty of it. We can simply go back to ChatGPT. We're going to grab a random theory that it just gave us. Let's do with this one, right? What if Jon Snow joined Daenerys early? And there we go, guys. All I've said is obviously, what if Jon Snow joined Daenerys early? Using this title and the scripts and knowledge you have of how they formulate their videos, write me a 1-hour Game of Thrones what if in the exact same pacing and style as theirs, highly optimized for AVD and viewer engagement. And guys, now this is very, very, very important. Make sure you're pressing the plus and you're using deep research. Now, yes, you can do it without deep research, but it's not going to be as long. You know how we said make it an hour? For example, if you don't use deep research, it might be like 20 minutes. And there we go. Now it's essentially asking, this is how good deep research is, by the way, guys. It wants a clarification on what we're doing. It said, should I treat this as Jon Snow joining Daenerys? I'm going to say to everything, choose your best guess based on their info. That's all I'm going to say. And it's obviously going to go ahead and start writing the script. And guys, what I've also said is I only want the script. So no useless filler. So I can put it directly into 11 Labs. So you don't want anything like music or any of those different things like intro paragraph 1. And obviously, deep research takes about 20 minutes to actually work, so sit there and wait for it. Once again, you can do it without deep research, but it's not going to be as optimized as it otherwise would be. Now, this is probably the most important part of this entire thing. Saving the model and simply sending a title to reuse it consistently. So guys, for example, now that we've generated a script and kind of trained this model, all I'm going to do is, of course, open up the sidebar, and you guys can see right here under the chat section, it says channel star replication. We can rename this to Three-Eyed Theorist, right? And then we'd simply go ahead, press enter and press move to project. And of course we could add this straight into our YouTube automation section or make a new project and kind of add it into there. So you guys can make a brand new project called YouTube Niches, drag all of your separate chats into that project folder, and then you'll be able to use that going forward consistently. And ChatGPT will never run out of memory and it will remember exactly how to do scripts to a T. And then of course, now that we've already trained this, we don't need to do this again. We can simply send it a new title, right? So for example, if I wanted to send it this title now, all I would do, send it this exact title, paste it in, and it would do the script without asking me any further information. Guys, this is genuinely changing the actual YouTube automation game as a whole, and I haven't seen anybody talking about this. And of course, the next thing is, of course, thumbnail ideation. Now, I have spoken about this before, but I want to kind of do this for those of you that aren't too familiar with how to get thumbnails made. Now, you have two different options. In a niche like this, for example, Three-Eyed Theorist, who's making like $20,000 a month, you could easily convert a niche like this into ultra long form. First option would, of course, be using Upwork or Fiverr to kind of get a thumbnail designer. You can look up thumbnail designer CTR, kind of filter out a little bit, and you'll see a ton of different people. You can obviously negotiate. Some of them are extremely cheap, like $5 a thumbnail. Of course, offer them long-term work. Be like, look, I need thumbnails exactly like this. Or the alternative is, of course, grabbing one of their links, going to vidIQ thumbnail generator. This is completely free, by the way, does not cost anything. Head over to create, press thumbnail section, press video, give it a reference, which is of course that video that we just copied like 2 minutes ago. Paste that in and say replicate this thumbnail style. But for the video, what if Jon Snow joined Daenerys early? Now, once again, guys, this is completely free and it's an insane thumbnail design. I mean, you guys can see some of the images I've made on this before, like Who Created God? This is obviously for the space niche, Lilith's Tragedy, Paradise Lost, ultra long form kind of fandom type content, obviously thumbnails based on the moon and all these other things. And once again, for completely free, you can be automating an ultra long form channel for essentially nothing minus the voice cost. And once again, that is becoming astronomically cheap as time goes on. And guys, tell me this is not absolutely insane. I mean, how is this even possible? It just made me a perfect thumbnail style and it gave me 3 different options. Jon Snow's choice, what if alliance, right? Let's say you liked this one, but you weren't a fan of the text. You could simply click on it, go ahead and press on refine and just describe any of the changes you like. I might be able to say, I don't like the text, make it stand out more. And guys, once again, this was completely free and done in like 15 seconds. But yes, guys, this is absolutely changing the game. If you want to go ahead ahead and get updates like this before I even make videos, go ahead and check out discord.gg/1%. Once again, it's a super cool networking environment. It'll be linked down below. And of course, if you want to go ahead and work directly with myself one-on-one and with my team, go ahead and check out start.intervault.co. The video is completely free and booking a call is completely free. If we want to work together, we definitely will reach out. Feel free to book any time that works for you. And yes, I hope you learned something new. Have a great day.